Once upon a time, there lived a hard-working farmer in a small village. His fields were on the outer side of the village. In the middle of those fields, the farmer had built a small house where he lived with his small family. The farmer was not rich, but he was honest and sincere. Every morning he would work hard in his fields under the burning sun and return home tired in the evening. Whatever little grain he collected from his field was very precious to him because it was the result of his sweat, patience, and hard work. But for many days, the farmer had been facing a strange problem. A clever little mouse has entered his house. At first, the farmer ignored it. He thought, it is just a small mouse. How much harm can it do? But slowly, that small mouse became a big trouble. Sometimes it would bite the grain sack and waste the grain. Sometimes it would chew the clothes kept in the corner. Sometimes it would enter the kitchen and spoil the food. The farmer's wife would often get upset, and the farmer himself began to feel helpless. Many times he tried to catch the mouse, but the mouse was very smart and very quick. The moment the farmer came near it would run into a small hole and disappear. One day, the farmer sat quietly outside his hut and began to think deeply. This mouse is not only eating my grain, he thought, it is wasting the food that I earn with so much hard work. It is biting our clothes, tearing the grain sacks, and even contaminating the food that my family eats. I must find a way to stop it. After thinking for a while, an idea came to his mind. The next morning, the farmer brought a large glass jar from the market. The jar was thick, smooth, and transparent. He filled the jar almost up to the top with fresh grain and placed it behind his hut. He did not cover it with a lid. Then he quietly went back to his work. The farmer's plan was simple. He thought, when the mouse sees this jar full of grain, it will come here to eat. Then it will stop entering my house, stop spilling our food, and stop chewing our clothes. After some time, the mouse came out of its hole in search of food. While running around the hut, it suddenly noticed something shining behind the house. It stopped. There was a glass jar, and inside that jar, it could see a huge mound of grain. The mouse's eyes opened wide with excitement. It thought, so much food! I've never seen this much grain in one place. Now, I don't need to run here and there. I don't need to search for food. I don't need to take any risk. This is my lucky day. The mouse quickly climbed into the jar and started eating the grain happily. After filling its stomach, it came out and returned to its hole to sleep. From that day onward, the mouse's life changed completely. Whenever it felt hungry, it would come out of its hole, run to the jar, jump inside, eat as much cream as it wanted, and then go back to sleep. There was no struggle in its life, no effort, no fear, no searching for food. The mouse started believing that life had become perfect. Earlier, it had to search for food here and there. It had to run, hide, stay alert, and use its strength to survive. But now, everything was available in one place. Slowly, the mouse stopped going far from its hole. It stopped running around. It stopped using its cleverness. It stopped depending on its own effort. Days passed. The grain inside the jar slowly began to decrease, but the mouse did not notice the danger. It was too busy enjoying the easy food. Every day, it ate more and moved less. Slowly, it became fat, lazy, and weak. Earlier, it used to run fast. It could jump high. It could escape from danger in a moment. But now, because of too much comfort, its body had become heavy and its strength had reduced. Still, the mouse did not worry. It thought, there is still enough grain left. Why should I think about tomorrow? Today I have food. Today I am comfortable, and that is enough. One afternoon, after eating the grain, the mouse tried to climb out of the jar. But this time something was different. The grain level had gone down. The top of the jar looked much higher than before. The mouse jumped once, but it failed. It jumped again. It failed again. It tried with all its strength, but its body had become too heavy. Its legs had become too weak. The smooth walls of the glass jar gave it no support. For the first time, fear entered the mouse's heart. It looked around helplessly. The jar that once looked like a blessing had now become a trap. The place that once gave it comfort had now taken away its freedom. The mouse jumped again and again, but every attempt failed. It became tired. It sat at the bottom of the jar, breathing heavily. And then it realized a bitter truth. Every easy meal had taken away a little of its strength. Every day of comfort had taken away a little of its freedom. Every moment of laziness had pushed it deeper into the jar. The mouse kept trying to escape, but now it was too late. The grain was almost finished, and the mouse had neither the strength nor the skill to climb out. After a few days, the grain inside the jar was completely gone, and the mouse, which once thought it had found a life full of comfort, died inside the same jar. When the farmer saw what had happened, he became silent for a moment. What he saw taught him a very deep lesson about life. The mouse had not died only because it was trapped in the jar. It died because it chose comfort over effort. It died because it chose ease over discipline. It died because it chose short-term pleasure over long-term freedom. From that day, the farmer understood that comfort is not always a blessing. Sometimes when comfort comes without effort, it slowly weakens us from within. And if we do not wake up at the right time, the same comfort that once made life easy can become the reason for our downfall. The story of the farmer and the mouse teaches us 4 important lessons for life. The first lesson is that short-term pleasure can sometimes trap us for a lifetime. What looks sweet and comfortable in the beginning may become a prison litter. The second lesson is that comfort without effort makes us dependent. When we stop working for ourselves, we slowly become so weak that we cannot escape our problems without someone else's help. The third lesson is that when we stop improving our skills, we lose our freedom. Skills gives us strength, confidence, and independence, but laziness slowly takes away all of them away. And the fourth lesson is that struggle is necessary in life. When everything comes easily without hard work, without pain and without challenges, we may enjoy it for some time, but we lose the strength to survive. Life does not become meaningful by avoiding struggle. Life becomes meaningful when we face struggle, learn from it, grow through it, and become stronger than before. So, never allow comfort to make you weak. Never allow easy pleasure to steal your future. Keep working on yourself. Keep improving your skills. Keep moving forward. Because the comfort that feels sweet today can become the trap that destroys your tomorrow.